Hello, Leisure Babe. Welcome back to this channel. Today we're going to talk about the lessons I've learned from hoarding. This topic might be sensitive for some. There are those of you who have families or loved ones who are currently dealing with this mental disorder. And for you all who are not familiar with this whatsoever and don't have any loved ones who struggle with this, hopefully it can shed some light on understanding those who do have loved ones who struggle with hoarding. The lesson that I learned, first lesson I learned from my family who hoards, is that it's okay to say no. It truly is. You don't have to accept everything that someone give you. I know there's this saying that says another person's trash is someone else's treasure. It doesn't have to be your case. It doesn't have to apply for you. If it's something that you don't want, do not take someone else's trash. Please say no. Because other people, I know at times we may think that they have our best interests at heart, but they're thinking about themselves. They have something, they're just trying to get rid of it. Perhaps they don't have time to go to the thrift store, and they know that you'll accumulate anything that they give you, so they take it, whether it be furniture, whether it be clothing, whether it be food. If it's not something that's going to serve you, just please kindly decline. Say no thank you. A no thank you will suffice. Second lesson I've learned from living with family who hoards is that if this item is in my space for over 30 days, then I get rid of it. Just toss it. I tend to toss things out very quickly. I've learned that I've become so detached with possessions. I might even need help just for that, because as you can see in the back, you don't see much in my home. It's pretty light. That's the way I like it. I like it just the way it is. So for items that you have, you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna hold on to it, and maybe for a rainy day, I might need that extra screwdriver, or I might need that hammer. You know you're not a carpenter. You know that bicycle that you have in your garage was for your kids who are literally, they're now adults, they have kids, and you still have those things in your garage. Get rid of them, toss them out. If it's things that you think you might need, believe that the universe is going to send you that item when it's time, when you need it the most, when you really need it. Trust that it will appear. That's how I live my life. I just trust that when I do need a certain item, it will miraculously appear. And guess what? It has. Manifesting is real. Try that. Third lesson I've learned from living with family who hoards is that clutter gives me anxiety. It triggers me mentally. Clutter makes me sick. I can't be in a space that has so many things. What happens to me is that I start to hyperventilate. I can't explain it. I don't feel comfortable. I feel as if I'm in a crowded, in a confined space. It's almost like I have a phobia of tight spaces. If I'm in a place that is full of stuff, I can't be there for more than 15 minutes. If anything pushing 15 minutes is me really pushing my boundaries. I just can't. I cannot. So I've learned that about myself. That is why, again, I keep a very clean aesthetic. I can't have a lot of things in my home. It just disturbs my peace. Perhaps that applies for you. Does any of you have that phobia? For those of you who don't like clutter, is being in a cluttered space makes you feel anxious, makes you sweat, gives you anxiety? If it does, I'd like to hear from you, because that's how I feel. Drop a comment below so that others who are dealing with this can know that it's okay. If you're dealing with this, it's okay. If you don't like clutter, it's okay. I went to the far left because I read that it can be genetic, but it's either you go to the far left where you join them, you don't join them, or the far right where you hop on the hoarding wagon. I jumped off years ago. I've never actually participated in it. It's just that it's not for me. If it's not for you, then listen to how you feel. Fourth lesson, going back to the decluttering and not having a lot of things in my space, is that I've learned that I can live with less. I can. We think we need so much stuff, but you really don't. Especially if I'm the only one, if you're the only one living in your home, you shouldn't have 15 silverwares. You shouldn't have 15 plates, cups, mugs, you name it. You shouldn't have all of that stuff. The people who live the happiest are those who truly have less, who are content with the things that they have. They make it work. What if you were like trapped in a third world country? What would you do? Think about these things, people, because we live in America. This whole sense of comfort, comfortability, we have everything that we need. Until when? The things that you own, truly, you don't own them. Honestly, they're not yours. So I don't want you to be caught up in this whole thought, this idea that the things that you have in your home, they're actually yours. They're not, because when you clock out, when you die, when you leave this beautiful earth, they're not coming with you. So practice living with less. Practice being content with what you have. Practice being comfortable with tossing things that no longer serve you, or things that you know isn't things that you're gonna need. And practice saying no thank you. Well, that's all I have for you. I'd love to hear from you, and leave a comment in the comment below, and let me know if you know of anyone who struggles with hoarding. Do you have a family member who hoards? Are you coming from a family who are dealing with hoarding? Share your story. I'd love to hear. And until next time, let's chat in another video. Bye for now.